Hello there. I'm doing right now kind of what everyone has been doing as of late. And I'm only doing it because it's something that's been resonating with me. And that's just been this old style revival of Minecraft videos. Just people hopping on and talking. And so I've noticed some people, they do it with old Minecraft. Some people do it with new Minecraft. And I was thinking about throwing my hat in the ring, finding myself inspired by the format, finding some of the creators that, who say things that really strike a chord with me. And it really got me thinking, it really got me charged up, really got me inspired. And, getting the creative juices, the creative energies boiling to the point where I just wanted to do something. So I'm doing it now. And I kind of figured maybe trying this out for the first time, it might be appropriate to start out on the version of Minecraft that I first started playing. And I'm pretty sure it's this version. I know it was definitely before the Nether. I have a lot of memories of the update before the Nether. So this is Minecraft Alpha. I'm sure anybody who be watching these videos know the deal. They know the deal of Minecraft and its history, its versions. So I don't think I need to talk too much about that. But and on the topic of what to talk about in these videos, that's something I thought of myself, being pretty inspired by the format and thinking what unique spin could I bring to the table. And that might be a little bit contradictory for the spirit of these down to earth old style commentary videos that have been going on. But I can't help but think that. And you might say that, oh, the unique thing that you can bring to the table is just yourself. So I'm going to do just that. Kind of talk about whatever comes to mind, have some personal insights, what have you. And, well, today, on actually 2 days in a row, on the drive home from work, I got particularly inspired by this idea, and I have enough energy built up inside of me that I just want to do it. And so what I want to talk about today is I guess you can say, personal motto, personal mantra, a sort of mana-filled phrase that I can't remember when it came to me, if I made it up, or if I heard it from somewhere, or if it's something I just intuited based on experiences. But it is a rather simple statement that goes along the lines of, burn away all I ought not to be. And I meditate on that statement every now and then, especially when things start getting a little hectic in life, when things have built up, all manner of things, personal, physical, just when the world, your whole personal world has too much going on and it begins getting a little overwhelming. And I get this sort of urge of just, retreat, take inventory, and decide what I can go without, or what I should go without. Hence the statement, what I ought not to be. And so that kind of implies that there is something that you should be, and that there is a be involved. To be. And I have explored a lot, or I have an interest in kind of esoteric and mystical religious mystical religions and kind of the process of mysticism anyways. And a lot of religions espouse something similar about doing away with things, foregoing attachments. Oh, I don't know if you heard that. Easy update. Fuck you. Holy shit. Get out of my face. Yeah, that is somewhat of a tenet of a lot of religions. Buddhism in particular has its core tenets of life is suffering. Desire is the root of all attachment. Or life is suffering, attachment is the root of all suffering, and all attachment comes from desire. And during... just burnt that chicken away. I guess it ought not to be. Yeah. What was I saying? Kind of rambling here. I guess that's the point. But it's kind of, Buddhist monks and the like, and Eastern traditions have a lot of emphasis placed on, foregoing attachments, and some even go as far as to forego the physical world at large, like retreat from it. And this can be a pretty deep rabbit hole. I'll try to rein this in to be a little bit more maybe relatable. It's hard to live a normal life like that. That's sort of the point. If you're living a monastic life, if you're renouncing the world, well, one, if I was actually doing that, I wouldn't be here talking right now. And you wouldn't be here watching if you were doing it. So that kind of brings to a point of, okay, now what's going on here? What are we doing here? And if you could spare me that giant tangent I just went on, I can wrap it back around to something more applicable to modern day and modern life right now. The burning away what I ought not to be. So last night, I made the decision to close a Discord server that I had been running for a while. And the server itself was kind of founded on... the basis of its founding was probably not the best basis to found a server on. It was more of a, retaliatory reaction. It was a reaction to being dissatisfied with how an older server was run. And I was thinking, I could do this better. Or, there are better ways to do this. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do my own thing. And I did. But I want to do things differently, and in kind of hindsight, it might have been too micromanagey, too restrictive of a founding premise, and the server was functional for a time, but I could tell my heart wasn't in it, and that there was something wrong with it, and at a point, it just kind of began weighing me down, and, I would look at, my page, my list of servers and just see it in there. And I would think of it, think of my reasons for running the server, and thinking of the people who were my friends, who had the good enough graces to come to my server, come to my space, and, interact with me there when I had the energy to interact. But over time, I lost that drive. I lost the energy, and the mere act of just not interacting in the server did not restore that energy. It simply made me feel... It felt like an anchor, in a way. Something holding me back. And I had a bit of a personal ceremony last night when I deleted it, and it was both a sad and happy feeling. And one, now I know I'm unshackled from it. That it was a thing that, really ought not to have been. And so I went without it. I'm now without it. And any and all social ties or obligations that were once vested within it, they're annulled now. They reached the closure point. They've been burned away, in keeping with the theme of the video thus far. But there's still a bittersweetness to it. But I know now that it's gone, that is some allocations of energy that I now have again. And this happens for anything in life. Just that's the most recent example of it, and one that's still fresh in my mind, one that I figured that I can share here. And just trying my hand at this rambling thing. That might be all I have to say on that. But the burn away all you ought not to be really does tie into a lot of guiding principles, I suppose, that I hold in life. And I have to remember to do it. Remember to recognize when something really is not benefiting you any longer, and when it's reached a point of expiry, and when it's reached the point of expiry, when it's not serving you any longer, there is a point, if you have if you're like me and have some stubborn sense of loyalty, sometimes you just gotta be loyal to yourself and recognize these things. Recognize when they're bad, when they're not working, and then just burn it all away. And as we know, while fire is spectacular and maybe the process can be painful, that revitalizes the ground. It'll eventually give rise to something new. And if the old isn't burnt away, then it will strangle and constrict and prevent the new from growing. And that's just what we gotta do sometimes. Anyways, if anyone's listened to this, thank you for listening. And I hope to do it again sometime. Thank you.